Morning, good evening. Not sure where you are. This is the next episode of Journey Through My Life, and let's kind of get into it. It's going to be split into two parts, as you see somewhere on the screen. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. Excuse me. Um, let's see. I was an okay kid. I wasn't perfect. I got my little trouble as a kid. I got my little trouble here and there, smack here and there, whatever, like you heard in the previous episode and that. But other than the abuse and stuff, right? But I got into my trouble. But I tried to be an okay kid. I let people walk all over me. I knew my martial arts and stuff, but I was always in a way afraid to use it, but not afraid to use it. Like I knew what I do. I didn't have to prove it, but I let people walk all over me and stuff like that, Because I didn't want to do what I wanted to do, so but school after quitting Army Cadet training, that's when I did it for me. Just after quitting Army Cadet, I became a very angry kid, very very angry. So we were a bunch of us kids over at the store across from the school there, grabbing junk food and stuff like that for our lunches and stuff. The one kid, this store would tell him something. I can't remember what it was, and he kicked the door and broke the bottom of the door. Well, the owner asked, "Well, who is that kid?" Me, not thinking, said his name out loud. Well, big mistake, very big mistake. So, yeah, I didn't know what ratting was, or tattletale and stuff like that. I didn't know the word rat or anything. Obviously now I do and stuff. You'll find out later on. But yeah, so I went back to the school and I went to called down the principal's office. I come around the principal's office and he tried to attack me. The principal and the vice principal got in the middle of it, and then the vice principal brought me in his office and explained what I did and what he did was wrong. And yeah, I'm doing the right thing, but at the same time, kids around here are different. I didn't know. I had no clue. So it went on for a bit. We tried, and then out of the blue in the homeroom, the kid just approached me and started talking. Say, "Hey, like do you realize what you did? Like, do you even know?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm sorry. Like, I wasn't trying to get you in trouble. Like, that wasn't my intention. She just asked you where. I thought she was gonna buy you from the store or something. I didn't think she was gonna call the school and get you in trouble." He's like, "Well, they did," and I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Like, if you need something, I'll go in the store for you and get you. That's how much good kid I tried to be growing up." Nope. He's like, you want to hang out and stuff?" I'm like, "Sure." We hung out, and as a result of hanging out with literally the toughest kid in school, can't mention his name due to privacy, right? I hung out with this kid. Well, for a while, he let me at first. One of the first rap tapes I ever heard. Can't mention that due to privacy and legal rights. Um, When he let me a tape, I started listening to it. I got into music more and more. I was already listening to music before. My mom listened to country, metal, rock, old school, 70s, 80s, 60s, 90s, whatever, right? We grew up with, right? We grew up with all that, but this is, we'll start listening to other rap. More and more, started hanging out with this kid more. And he started giving me clothes that were baggy, so I started getting in it. And then my friends from previous school started noticing it. Well, they formed their own gang there. They literally formed their own gang, and I can't mention the gang's name because due to privacy concerns as well. But they say, "Hey, why don't you come hang out with us? We're forming our own crew." But, all right, what's a crew? All right, let's check this out. Like you see, hanging out with him. He wants to, run this with us. All right, and then one of my friends from who I grew up with as a kid, who had the same name as me at the time, he's like, "Hey, join me up too." All right, he goes, "Come on, Mitch. All right." I was like, "I don't know. Come on, man. Come on." There's where that peer pressure comes in. I didn't know too much about peer pressure at the time. I heard the name, just never really experienced it till then. Come on, man. Come on. You're going to love this, man. You'll be the man. We're going to love that. Girls will be all over you. All right. No problem. Let's do this. So they gave me my first bandana, showed me how to fold it properly, stuck it out of my front pocket. At the time, we hung it out of our front right pocket right here, hung it out. Around school, we're noticing who we are. So I'm at my dad's for the weekends. Like, man, I'm bored. I convinced my cousins to go to school. I convinced my cousins to go to this playground or big field or whatever, and by the field there was this college. I can't remember the college. Or sorry, I cannot say the college name due to privacy. So I was like, what? Let's go jump the fence. Come on, guys. Oh, no, let's go, man. I'm the man now. I got a bandana. Nobody can touch me. I didn't care. I'm the man now. So that's all. The fence was messing with buses, and at the time they left all the keys in the bus. I don't know why, but they did at the time. They don't know now. As far as I know, I've been there. I don't know how long. But anyways, later on, we're jumping, we're messing around, and smashed the bus, and the horn wouldn't stop, so we got arrested. And, we didn't get arrested at first. We ran home, said that my cousin's brother, got kidnapped. Well, my dad's like, let's go check. We'll see where they are. Well, we were messing around with the fire extinguisher, and I got my cousin to break off the lock, and the horn was still beeping when we got over there. So, So, we go over, cousin's not there. We're like, oh, no. So we go back, and my aunt called the police saying that her son got kidnapped. Well, yeah, that didn't work out so well. They show up, they knew exactly who we were. They were looking for us, apparently, because my cousin ratted us out already. So I had my first charge. And so my cousin, and they couldn't charge my little cousin because he was underage still. He was 11 at the time. My other cousin was 12, I was 13. And, all right. I was with the White Rags for a little bit, right? That's not even their name. That's a different name I'm using. It was something else we were using. Privacy concerns. I have to change names here and there. We were in the paper. My mother kept the article and said, look what you get your first charge. You think you're a gangbanger, you think you're this, you that, you that. I didn't care. Right? I was happy about it. Not proud today about it. At the time, I was happy. I'm in the paper. They couldn't mention our names because we were under 18, but we knew it was us. The way they quoted about the buses and how we smashed it up and we broke the lockup, it was us. Right? I was like, oh yeah, my boys, they're proud of me. Oh yeah, man, bro, look at you, man. You got your first charge on a. Well, that sunk into my head. Big mistake. It's just shortly after that, I was out at recess. And my kids were talking back for doing your mama jokes at the time because it was the 90s. Your mama jokes were really starting to get popular. They were already popular, but they were getting more popular, So, because of our generation, right? So, it turned out where he called my mother an actual name, not even a joke. I can't say the name due to, because it is a swear word, but, he said the name, and I said, listen, I'll see you after class. I'll see you after school. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, buddy, I'll see you. So, after school, sure enough, outside, he's playing basketball with his friends. I'm walking up, and his one friend sees me come up, and I give him a shove. Let's go. Come on, let's go, dude. Let's do this. And I have to change words due to cursing and YouTube's bylaws and everything. I have to respect them and respect anybody who watches. So, anyways, we push each other, and all of a sudden, at the time, all the kids surround us. Wait, let's do this. We got into it. We hit the ground. We rolled over. I gave him a couple more shots. We got up, and he's like, "Oh, my arm." I gave him a kick. He said, "Now your arm's hurt." I said, "I'm not leaving here until I see blood." Yeah, that came out of my mouth at that age. I became vicious. I started becoming vicious, pushing back bullies, and just became vicious. And he don't call my mom a name. Started just there. Don't call my mom what? All right. And I found out later on I broke his arm here, and I broke his wrist right here. Yeah, his arm right here, and then his wrist right here. I broke. He originally broke part of it from falling, and then me taking it gave it the extra break. And I kicked that hard. Like I said, I do martial arts so I can kick. That's when I started using my martial arts for hurting people, right? And it was bad, real bad. So, anyways, I got another charge on top of what I already did. I was on probation. They could breach me. They did breach me. They gave me one breach. They could have given me two breaches. They gave me one breach. I think I did a little bit of time in YO. Not long. Just I think a couple months, 2 months I did. Well, but in YO you do your full time. You don't do 1/3. You do your whole time. 2 months, 2 months. 6 months is 6 months. A year is a year. They don't care. You do your whole time. That's how it was then. I don't know if it's changed now, but that's how it was then. There's no 2/3, 1/3, none of that. For your full time. So it's pretty hard. And you can't smoke in there, so it's even harder. Anyways, I got out. Things went fine. I ended up getting another charge later on. Got accused of some stuff. They got dropped. But as a result of that, I ended up getting kicked out of school because of the third charge that I had on me. That ended up getting dropped. But I ended up, just after the charge got dropped, now I met this judge. I can remember her name. I just can't say her name due to privacy concerns as well. When they brought me upstairs, the other charges were dropped, but they bring me up after my assault. The assault charge was being removed and stuff like that. After my time and everything, they brought me upstairs. Says judge wants to see you, and I'm like, okay, why? And he's like, I don't know. The guy's like, I don't know, but your mom's in there, and she's been talking to your mom for a while, and she wants to talk to you. Okay, okay, talking to my mom. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. All right. So I walk in there, and she tells the guard to take off my shackles and my cuffs. Young man doesn't need that. So he's like, you sure, Your Honor? And she's like, yes, I trust this man. I've been talking to his mother for a while. Good. She's like, young man, you're such a good kid. She goes, your mom's been telling me you used to be such a good kid. You've had your little troubles and stuff, but you're a good kid. Now you're starting to get charges. You're in a gang, and you quit Army kids because your father, and you don't want back because you felt like she knew I let everybody down. Everybody. I guess her and my mom was talking for like two hours, I guess, right before they let me upstairs. So let me down in the bullpen the whole time, feeding me sandwiches and stuff. Excuse me. So, it was, she tried to change me. She tried to tell me I'm a good kid, and I just get in trouble, and I gotta get away from gangs, troublemakers, and I didn't listen. To her. Just after that, I got another assault charge, and then dropped gangs for a bit. After my fourth time in YO, I dropped gangs for a bit. I was kicked out of Tweedsmuir due to my other charge. When I hit high school, I started getting into more fights. Like really bad. To the point where it was a fight every day. I can't mention the school, the privacy concerns, or any other school due to privacy concerns. So I turned around and got in a fight. Got kicked out of that school. And as a result of me getting kicked out of that school, it was bad. It was bad. I remember getting kicked out of first high school. I had to go to a program that's called the work program, and the work program, I wasn't allowed to school until I completed that program, and it's a program where it shows you what work is like outside of school. But the problem is, I liked work. I had trouble for me. I wanted to work. Well, the board finally let me back into school. It was my one and last time to get back into school. So I went to my second high school. I was there 4 months. I was in a fight every day. I was always causing problems. At my first high school, I tried to beat up my own cousin and everything. So they already had my record. They knew who I was. This second high school, I grabbed a knife and I tried to hurt myself, along with everybody else anybody who came near me. Anybody that came near me, well, I swung the knife at him. My cousin was the only one brave enough to grab the knife out of my hand. And I was swinging it. They even called the principal from the old school to come up and help me. Nobody wanted to come near me. Everybody was scared of me. And that was the first time I ever saw my first psychiatrist. They asked me. I became very violent. As I got older, more violent I became, more ruthless I became. More ruthless I became, more people wanted to have me on their side. Hey, we can use this guy. People started using me. That's when people started, hey, can you do this for me? That for me? Can you go collect this? Yeah, no problem. My uncle, first time when I joined up with the Crips with him. Hey, yes, I'm going to mention that. Hey, I was a Crip originally. I have my own tattoo on my back, on my leg. It got bad. My uncle said, hey, go collect this cash for me. It owes me this much. I can't remember the exact amount. Grab my gear, straight on my rags, everything. Okay, knocked on the door, boom, boom, boom. Didn't want to answer. Just tell me, calling me all kinds of names on the door. Oh, yeah, fine then. I jumped back. Kicked the door open. His dad come at me. I come flying out. Threw his dad up against the door. My uncle grabbed him, held on to him the whole time. Says, you touch my nephew again, you're done for, da da. So they got into it a little bit, and then his son, the guy I was after, run the other way. I went chasing after him, caught him in the kitchen. He grabbed a knife. I grabbed out my knife. We're kind of swinging at each other, and he's on the other side of the table. I'm on the other side of the table. So I grabbed the end of the table. He doesn't see it. Grab the end of the table, and I go like this. It just gets his chest and flung back like this. Table's on top of him. His knife's in his hand like that. They went to get up, and I kicked the knife, picked him straight up. We got in it, and I just boom, just gave it to him. I was ruthless. I didn't care. You owe my uncle money, I'm taking it. One way or another. I'm taking it out of you, taking it out of your family. I didn't care. I didn't care. So anyways, got him on the table, carved an R in his chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't care. I was screaming. The first time I tortured somebody. And that's the stuff that I dream about sometimes. This is part 1. Thank you very much for listening. Good night, good evening. Part 2 will be done soon. Thank you again.